morning to everyone! Hello! Okay, ang debo natin ngayon is about heart. The acrostic heart can help you feast on God's Word. May 5 meaning ang heart. Okay, number 1, H. Reminds you to hear God's Word. In Romans 10:17, consequently faith comes hearing the message, and message is heard through the word of Christ. And number 2 is letter E. Remind me to, or you to, examine God's word, or remind you to read God's word. In Revelation chapter 1 verse 3, blessed is the one who reads the words of this prophecy, and blessed are those who hear it and take the heart what is written in it, because the time is near. And number 3 is letter A. Reminds you to analyze God's word, or reminds you to study God's word. In 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 15, do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a workman who does not need to be ashamed, and who correctly handles the word of truth. The words of truth. In number 4 is R. Reminds you to remember God's word, or reminds you to memorize God's word. In Psalms chapter 119 verse 11, have hidden your word in my heart, that I might not sin against you. Have hidden your word in my heart, that I might not sin against you. And last number is T. Reminds you to think about God's word, or reminds you to meditate on God's word. In Psalms chapter 1 verse 2 to 3, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law the meditates day and night. He is like a tree planted by 3 streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever he does prosper. It's about the heart. In number 1, ulitin ko ha. Number 1, hear God's word. Hear. Number 2, examine or read. Number 3, analyze or study. Number 4, remember or memorize. Number 5, last number is think about or meditate on. Thank you.